whenever and whoever you are, and welcome to Phoenix Iwaki. Welcome to our first ever Daggerheart campaign, and these wonderful people who are going to be joining me to tell this story, as well as Ian, who's going to be joining us later as well. He's a little bit of a captivity problem right now, but we shall hopefully resolve that in the near future. A huge welcome back in several cases. In all cases, actually, today. Ian is the only first-timer. A huge welcome back to all of you lovely people. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follows before as well. Thank you, chat. Good to see you all. I have the pleasure, the great pleasure, of being joined in this Daggerheart story by these wonderful people. He gestures to the empty room beside him. Screen over there. Let us go clockwise around the overlay here. Lauren, welcome back. Another forest, another adventure.
Always glad to be back. Hi, I'm Lauren Urban, she, her. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at lauren-urban.com. Am I supposed to say anything about my character yet?
No, let's keep that for a moment.
That's all I will say.
Thank you. Okay, and moving on, Kayla, hello.
Hello, I am Kayla Janelle. You can find all my stuff at Kayla_Janelle. There's another handle, but honestly, it's hard to spell and it's full of nuggets, so we're not going to worry about that.
Thank you. Joey, good to see you, friend.
Hi, I'm James Haeck. My friends call me Joey. You can find me on Blue Sky primarily these days at James J. Haeck at bluesky.social.
Thank you. And last but not least, by any measure you care to employ, Candace the Magnificent. Hello.
Hi, my name is Candace, also known as Candace the Magnificent. My pronouns are they, she, and a sprinkle of he. You can find me on Blue Sky at the Candace Marie and everywhere else at Candace the Magnificent.
Thank you. And I am John, Phoenix Iwaki, and we're going to be diving in here as we, for the first time, step into our original Daggerheart campaign frame from the wonderful mind of Yo Shionara. Do check out Yo on the socials. Here's the links here. Absolutely wonderful to be playing, and a privilege to be playing in this campaign frame that we've worked on together, which is bringing Japanese history and mythology together in a forest, mountain, cloud, sea setting, which we will be very excited to introduce to you over the coming weeks. So, for the first time, welcome to the Forbidden Forest. Irazu no Mori yokoso. As we jump into session 1 of the Forbidden Forest. Now, we are very lucky to have our sets of dice. Do everyone have your dice? We have lovely Daggerheart dice with our 2d12s, forest green for the Forbidden Forest, and a nice Oni red for the Fear dice. Now, those dice come from the fabulous Phoenix dice, and you too can have yourself a set of their beautiful click-clack-math rocks. ! Enter in the chat to get into the giveaway. We have a set of dice up for grabs from Phoenix Dice, and those wonderful people. Oh, timely look! I just missed it. The wonderful people over at Demiplane as well, helping us with their incredible integration with Roll20. You can access your character sheets and have access to all of the adversaries and NPCs that are available in Daggerheart via their connection to Demiplane. And one of you lucky people in the giveaway will get the chance to have access to the Daggerheart Nexus on Demiplane, and then to use it in Roll20 if you have that too. So, ! Enter in the chat. I see a bunch of people have jumped in already. Good luck, everybody. And we will see who the lucky winners are at the end of the session. If you have to lurk or head off, don't worry. We'll be in touch via Discord or through the whispers here and tell you the good news. Okay. Oh, that's that Jack. Hey, Jack. Thank you. Okay, so, everybody, let us get into things here. You'll see these lovely new phoenixes around the overlay here. Available for you lovely folks in chat as well. As, you know, we are celebrating starting a new system with some new mechanics. Here we have our Hope and Fear phoenixes on screen for your viewing pleasure. You can see and follow along just how hopeful or dire the situation is as these levels of hope and fear rise and fall. And if you would like to influence the game and help these heroes or cause a bit of a problem for me, then you can use a subscription or a gifted subscription to give advantage to the wonderful heroes or disadvantage to me on the other side of things. So please do support the channel if you're able, and thank you so much for all the follows and everything already. Now, thank you, Sirenscape, for the timely pause. Let us enter into our campaign frame, into the world, and into our adventure. Soaring mountains bisect the Forbidden Forest, rising up towards the snow line, the tallest of them piercing through the clouds, known as the Cloud Sea. Stretching on either side to the northeast and southwest, two vast but different forests. To the northeast lies the realm of Yomi, a land of chaos, entropy, free-thinking, wild abandon, the hunt, moving here, hunting, gathering, following the herds of creatures and the seasons through the forest. To the southwest, we have the realm of Takama, an ordered, peaceful realm where nature's balance is preserved and crops are cultivated and settlements are a little more permanent. Lying between those two tracts of forest, there is a single wide valley that passes through the center of the mountains, joining the two sides. At the focus point of the valley, there is a sprawling complex of low buildings, water gardens, and gravel-sculpted peaceful areas, known as the Tea House, Tsukumuya, the realm of Chababa, a powerful figure in the social circles of the Forbidden Forest, a breaker of deals, a joiner of disparate entities that come to her for help from both sides of the mountains. A neutral ground where meetings can take place, but do not, as we shall see, always go to plan. It is autumn in the forest. The evergreens with their dark needles, interrupted and interspersed with the more fleeting leaves of deciduous trees. On the Takama side, yellow leaves and ginkgo nuts ripening and falling. On the Yomi side, Japanese maples swiftly turning blood red with the season. A wind whistles through the valley between the two realms. A wind of change, certainly for the seasons, but perhaps for the realm as well. There is a susurration between the leaves as the wind creaks the branches and shakes the delicate balance that these leaves cling to in these last days. One of the leaves breaks free and swirls and floats through towards the valley. On the outskirts, near the forests, they become seas of the pampas grasses. Their fluffy white fronds, white, almost silver, in the patches of sunlight breaking through the cloud sea above, undulating like waves themselves as the wind moves through and our single leaf twirls and swirls towards the buildings. Slate roofs over single-story structures, curls of grey smoke in the cold autumn air rising up. The tea house is open for business. All sorts frequent, not just for business and meetings and negotiations, but for pleasure as well. It is a renowned place of relaxation and refreshment. The smells of the various snacks and foods, teas of all varieties brewing, and a more bitter, fresh smell from the tea plants that wind over the valley around the buildings of the tea house, like elongated caterpillars hugging the contours of the land and providing Chababa and all those that work there with the delicious teas that makes everything they do so sought after. As our view comes in over the tea house, we see all sorts mingling together, interspersed with the light green muted clothes of the staff, loose cotton robes, trousered leggings, and soft straw sandals, gliding over the floors, not intruding on the peace and conversations of the customers that have gathered on this day. As we focus in through the dark wooden corridors, the paper screens depicting scenes of the mountains and the two forests in equal balance, for there is no favoritism here. Both sides are welcomed equally. We see that work is underway. There is a renewal, perhaps a repairing, underway, as we see one of the major rooms being redone. Paper being smoothed across wooden frames where it was torn. Fresh tatami, the green straw freshly woven into new tatami mats, replacing those that had been stained with blood. Standing, looking over this scene, we see a Bikona, the Forbidden Forest's fairy. Lauren, would you like to describe who we see looking over this site of their slight recent problems?
So the first thing you notice is the sound. And it's a very low hum, almost inaudible. And as you get a little bit closer, you realize that, yes, it's coming from this 5-foot tall insect creature. And eventually you notice kind of on the right side, it's one of her legs is kind of rubbing on the side of her body in a little bit of a circular motion. And that's what's causing the noise. And it's not unpleasant, but it's very much kind of the same way somebody who's anxious kind of plays with, maybe a lock of their hair or something, but this is definitely something that body is doing, just almost self-consciously, as she is watching this scene. And she's got her shoulders, she keeps trying to like stand up straight and look calm, but it's hard when she keeps rubbing one of her insect legs on the side of her body because she can't help it. And every once in a while, one of her other insect legs kind of pokes out, and they're green and red and blue in stripes, and you'll see kind of a grasshopper-like body and a head that comes on up with a gentle, if a little bit of a alienish face, kind of very flat, big opal eyes that are very, very much just staring straight ahead, even if her whole body is doing a very bad job of staying very still. Large antenna kind of pointed forward. Her wings are flat against her back, 'cause they're going to stay very still as well. And she's just trying to exude calm and failing miserably at it, as this fairy grasshopper wishes she could just fly away and just instead gonna stand there as she needs to.
Okay. You feel like the sound you're making is increasing, and you kind of check yourself. But you realize and sigh, it's another of the tremors. Something that has been happening more and more. The workers stop and hold down loose items as the tremor passes through. That strange way that they almost feel, you can also sense the way they move, especially perhaps with your sensitivities to vibration. As the tremor passes once more through the valley and off and away beyond the boundaries. Nothing too serious, nothing too strong, just unnerving.
Everything's unnerving right now.
There is a soft whoosh and a pop, and a furry curve of a tail tucked over a snout spins into existence next to you and unfurls with a slight thump onto the wooden floor. You recoil. It is not your favorite person. It is Kay, one of Chababa's trusted advisors, a Tanukin, a purple velvet suit with gold brocade and buttons, and that annoying habit he has of twirling the fur at the end of his snout that kind of looks like a little moustache. Ah! Come now, Addy. I'm sure those aren't your fault. This was, and he points at the room that's being remade. But I'm sure you haven't done anything to anger the Ryu. Those draconic spirits after you now?
That's very comforting, thank you.
So, it seems my worries were born true? I don't know why Chababa keeps asking you to do these negotiations. Although I do love asking you. No, telling you that you have to do the paperwork.
Well, I guess I love watching you have to tell her what happened.
Oh, don't worry. There's no displeasure on my part reporting your failures. It would have been okay if you'd been here earlier. You'd be up in Chababa's graces like me. It's such a problem, isn't it, having to spend all of those years poring through those books. If you had been given natural abilities like me, I don't want to, rub it in your face. These sorceress powers.
But you will anyway.
I think I already am. Yes. I'm sure next time we'll be fine.
I hope there isn't a next time. I keep saying I would rather not do this, and I think we can all agree this is not what I came here for.
Well, I hate to be... No, I enjoy being the bearer of bad news. There is a next time. And it's very soon. In fact, it's today. As soon as this room is ready, it is going to be used again. Returning to the scene of the crime, Addy. I'm sure you will redeem yourself. And explain to the princess what happened to her entourage and the diplomats that she sent before.
She's here already?
No. You have a moment. There are others joining you as well. And there is a footfall on the wooden flooring of the corridor as a figure rounds the corner to join you. And this is a much more welcome sight. Candice, as Cowrie steps around the corner, what do we see?
As the foot hits the floor, you hear the click of a wooden soled shoe. Leather on top, kind of up to the knee, laced. And a beautiful kind of pair of pants and matching tunic with roses kind of stitched in and embroidered, as well as other really beautiful leaves and other kinds of forest kind of invoked items. The person has brown skin. They're not super tall, probably average height. They have puffy, thick, kinky, curly hair that is ornately done up in little puffs, like someone has taken strands of this curly, fluffy hair and put little gold loops around it to make little puff balls. Their face is that of an oni. And they have little horns coming out of their head. Their nose is very similar to mine, black features. And they have a large grin on their face, their tusks and sharp teeth kind of peeking up out of this grin as they snap a book shut that they're holding. Ugh! I have something for you. She looks at the Tanukin. Enough of your sass. This tea house deserves some peace. And you are too loud. She kind of bumps with her hip, kind of having told him off with this haiku, and plops down next to Adi. Is he bothering you?
His snoot wrinkles. He's like, no, not too eloquent for her own good. And he leaps a little bit into the air, tucks his tail around, and disappears.
Bye-bye.
Oh,
You look stressed, my friend.
you have no idea. Stressed is just the beginning of how much my insides are shaking. It's all gone so wrong, and all I was trying to do was math. That's all I was trying to do. There was just math. The math was wrong. That's all I was trying to fix. And then the next thing I know is there was fighting. And all I was trying to do was fix the math.
You're trying to calm yourself with math.
No, not me. No, this whole thing. And she points at the leftovers of what was obviously a disaster of a battle. They were trying to finish the negotiations, and I was trying to be the one to finish it. As much as it shouldn't have been me. I don't know why I was being brought in the middle of everything. And there was problems with the math. Everything, it should have been equal on both sides. It was supposed to be an equal exchange of services and goods and who was doing what and where. And the math was just wrong. And I was trying to fix it so that it was equal. And then all of a sudden there was arguing, and then there was fighting, and then everything went wrong. And I think I missed something. I think there was like an insult being, I don't know. I think I was too busy carrying the two, and then there was swords.
That sounds like it's above your pay grade.
Well, it was above my head when there was like knives being thrown. And
The solution to your problem, I guarantee it, is kissing. One little smooch, it all goes away.
I would love if that was the case, but apparently the problem is going to be coming soon, and is going to involve telling the princess what happened. And and I don't know. And you hear the humming start up again as she's going to rub her leg against the side of her body again. And I don't know how I'm supposed to break that already. I mean, I haven't even recovered from what's happened, and then I'm supposed to tell people. I mean, I'm not even that good of a negotiator, and then I'm supposed to tell people about what happened in a failed negotiation. I mean, when did I become like an ambassador? Is that an ambassador thing? Is that also is that a therapist? I don't know. That's got to be something else besides what I do, right? That's definitely above my pay grade. I mean, that's not even a pay grade, right?
Kaori just kind of nods along, and their eyes get wider and wider and wider as you escalate, and they start to play on their shamisen, really soft, calming tunes that vibe really well with the music that you're making with your legs until it hopefully starts to calm you down.
I think eventually Adi runs out of words or has to breathe. One of the two comes first. And so at that moment when there is a pause in the constant stress that's coming out of her mouth, and then she hears the music and
Princess Inari is coming today. That's very exciting. I wonder what she's wearing. I can write 1,000 poems from just one sleeve, you know.
And I am sure that they would be absolutely gorgeous poems. And then she's probably going to change into something fearsome and deadly to kill me after I tell her what happened. So you might get to do 3 poems. You might get to do the poem when she arrives, and the poem when she changes into the outfit that she's going to kill me, and then the poem for after I'm dead, you know, when to memorialize me. I would like something very, very soft and not one of the things that rhyme. I kind of like your more free-flowing things. Those are very nice. Yeah.
Indeed, indeed. Yes, a good eulogy. Every great hero needs one, and you have been quite a hero to me, so it is my pleasure. After all, what a glorious way to die.
I mean, I guess there's worse ways to go than by a princess after failing a negotiation between 2 great houses. Okay, I mean, all right, sure.
The stuff the tomes are written on about.
Tell my mom I died in my sleep. She'll be way happier.
Okay.
Kaori, you know,
And then-
the talk has been all around the tea house. It was a couple of days ago that this negotiation failed and happened. You have been looking for Addie since, but this is the first time you've been able to catch up with her and find them in the tea house. The 2 houses in question. that of Princess Inari, the Zenko clan, and on the Yomi side of the mountains, the Nogitsune clan, excuse me, who had been in conflict. There was a siege. The Nogitsune clan had crossed the mountains towards the lands of the Zenko family. And against all odds, it seemed, victory was in reach of the Nogitsune clan, but supplies were found, acquired somewhere by Princess Inari herself, and they were able to hold out until the season started to change. Now, I am forgetting one thing that I need to do here before we continue. As people familiar with Daggerheart will know, there are fun little rules and mechanics specific to each campaign frame. And here in the Forbidden Forest, our campaign frame, the GM also gets to roll their duality dice in a roll called the Auspices roll. Because the Forbidden Forest is a realm of chaos and order, but which is prominent on any given day? After each long rest, a roll of the duality die from the GM determines just which of those two sides is stronger. If I roll with hope, then the players receive a bonus hope point. If I roll with fear, I receive an extra fear point on top of the regular 2 for the players, 4 to match the number of players for the GM. If I roll a critical, the same number on both dice, oh, happy day. Dear players, rejoice, for it is a parade day. The forces and spirits of both sides of the mountains are abroad and reveling and all sorts of wonderful things. And let me give a quick shout out to the wonderful drive-thru RPG Daggerheart product, Archibald's Almanac of Adversaries, which includes something we hold very dear in our D&D campaigns, a wild magic table for Daggerheart. On a parade day, be warned, magical damage and spells can trigger wonderful and weird wild magic effects. So, if you'll excuse me, players, taking the first roll of the campaign, let us see what the duality dice have in store for this day in the Forbidden Forest. Here we go. Okay. I swear, no shenanigans here. That is...
I was kind of hoping for wild magic on
Me
our first
too.
day.
That's why, I'm being honest. Because I'm afraid that is a 10 over a 3 on the fear dice. So I shall receive a fear. And I shall use it very generously. Do not fear yourselves. Okay. But yes, each time we long rest, we will see just what the ebb and flow of Hare and Kegare have for us in this world. Okay, so double check if my little things here work as well. So that puts me up to a 5. Cha-ching. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so Kari, thinking on everything that has happened, you know the pain that Addie and the stress that she's feeling, but your shamisen and soothing words have helped somewhat. It is... sorry, Lauren, you were going to say something before.
but I've forgotten because the
sorry.
music is very nice. No, the music, the music. You know what? I was probably just going to ramble again, and maybe it's time that I just stop rambling and listen for a little while. Because yeah, it's nice.
As you are talking and settled down a little there, Eddie, you are, I'm afraid, set on edge a little again, as there is a commotion heard off further on the outskirts of the tea house and the area. And you just hear a cry from your fellow workers here. As a guest of some esteem is clearly approaching through the main gateway. What would you like to do?
Oh, do you think it's her already? Do you think they're here?
I mean, all of that fluff and circumstance. Yes, I do think. Oh my goodness. She
Okay.
pops up on top of one of the chairs, kind of with her knees. I know this is very impolite, but I'm just dying. I need to know what color today. What accessories? What? Oh my goodness! What majesty! And she starts to take out her quill and starts to write furiously in this piece of parchment.
Come on. I know where you can get a good view, and I'm gonna lead. I'm assuming, as someone who works here, if someone is arriving, I know kind of the quickest way to go to get to like a side door to get a really good view of someone who's coming on in. So I'm gonna scamper on over to that door, and even if I've got to bring my friend through some areas that are like employees only, we're gonna scoot on through there and get them the best view of who I'm assuming is the person that I don't want to see, but they want to see.
The one of the inspirations for our campaign frame is my favorite Ghibli movie, Spirited Away, and we have a very kind of Spirited Away scene here as the two of you kind of holding hands, you know, the camera like just behind you, kind of leaning forward and rushing through the corridors of the tea house. There are various other members of staff and customers who like open the sliding doors of their rooms to see what the fuss is about, and startled drop back as you go rushing by. And I would like our first player roll. Let us have an agility check from you both, please.
Okay. May I use an experience? Because I am using my knowledge and experience of working here in the back corridors. I've always got tea and help to offer.
Absolutely, yes. You are very aware of the layout of the place. So you may add a d6.
I rolled a 10 with hope.
A 10 with hope. Fantastic. Okay.
Is it a d6 or is it I add my +2 for experience?
Oh, so it's an experience, not advantage. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
New system.
Okay, I rolled 17 with hope.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
It was your music. I was calm, and so I was able to actually run.
Okay, so that gives you each a hope, as you both succeed. Kaori, you said that was a 10 with hope?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yes, meets it, beats it, carries over into Daggerheart as well. So I think you're slightly. Well, please explain to me how does a 10 like represent itself here? So you are able to get through. Is this something about how you're being pulled along by Addy, or?
Yeah, I think that as Addy is moving quickly through, they are smaller than Cowdy, so she's like dragging Cowdy along, and there's people everywhere, and she's making these like little holes in the little spots that she can find, and Addy is just like bumping into people left and right. Sorry, excuse me, thank you, sorry. my apologies. Yes. Oh my goodness, my shirt. Oh, it's my favorite. It's fine. And just kind of bumping people out of the way, kind of throwing a little bit of elbow as politely as possible, and struggling to keep up, but not wanting to, I don't know, bring Addie down, knowing that like she just had her like second wind, and she
Yes.
wants to keep it nice and fluffy and effervescent.
Absolutely. I think there's a slightly dangerous moment as you whirl past, coming out of one of the sliding doors to one of the back areas. As Addy was saying, you leading into those back areas. As you go through the door there, Addy, there is a large Kinoki member of staff, our version of the fungrel, and they're one of those kind of bracket fungus style ones, and they employ their natural abilities to carry even more cups and saucers and things through the rooms, as they have a tray in their hands and then various other things balanced on their physical form as well. And there's a bit of a spin and a dangerous teetering of porcelain, but you do manage to get through there successfully and out into the crisp autumn air, and you see off through the main gateway towards the outlying buildings of the village surrounding the tea house a parade. Not the wild magic type, but a parade of the Takama court of the Zenko clan approaching. There are several retainers traveling with the princess, and you see... Kayla, let us hand it over to you. What does your procession look like if the princess herself is currently out of view?
If I may, you would see 4 very large, it's a mixture between all walks of life, Oni and Gengro, and honestly, it just makes up a smattering of different assortment of people carrying a palanquin. The palanquin is draped in an assortment of white, and it's kind of like an ombre of shades of blue that's draped down it with the characters of the family name. They wave in the wind as the palanquin pulls up. They set it down. And if I may, you see the camera pan across the cobblestones and up as the door pops open, and this soft little slippered foot extends out and onto the ground. The camera pans up and you see these long flowing silk kimono, again the same shade of white and ombre shades of blue flowing down the entire kimono. There's intricate floral designs mixed with like an artistically woven depiction of various creatures from her home region. If you look closely as she's passing by, the sun catches a glint of a large shape on the back of the kimono. It's a 9-tails, and it takes up most of the room on this kimono. Strung on her hip, you'll see a small Omamori charm. It's actually the color of sage green, which is kind of a stark contrast to their appearance, and it's faintly glowing. It's just like their eyes. As you notice, they're looking over the crowd. Their eyes are shifting between lilac purple irises, white sclera, and then it pops to a glowing lilac with black sclera, shifting every so often as they're taking in the scene before them. They're very slender. They're a slightly lighter build, maybe like 5'4", 150. And as they pass through the crowd, this wafting smell of wisteria clings to their olive skin.
One of your heralds of the court there, a Tatsumi, the draconic ancestry here, steps forward, their deer-like horns shining and capped with silver in the Zenko clan colors, and they proclaim your arrival. From the Zenko clan, traveling today through the fields from the forests of Takama, I present Her Highness Princess Inari, and gestures and bows low, as everyone else in the procession bows as well as you step forward.
They would walk up to, I'd assume, Adi and Kaori, which they're standing there at the very end of the line of people who have just bowed.
Adi will have managed to bow and then somehow is behind Kiori. Like as this proclamation has been made, it's just like
Kaori forgets to bow for a split second as they're like furiously jotting down, like keeping eye contact, like looking at Princess Inari and writing furiously with like their calligraphy brush, like And then does like a big graceful bow when they realize that they are supposed to be doing that right now.
They tilt their head towards you, the charms in their hair tinkling a little bit as they do. I think that we
Princess.
should get to somewhere private before we speak more.
There is a pop, and our Tanukin friend Kay spins. Your Highness, Your Highness, and he's like shoving Cowrie back. A pleasure, a pleasure. Welcome to this humble Skumoya. May our tea refresh you after your long journey, and Yatsuhashi, Dango. Whatever, the Kinako, it is all prepared and ready. This way. And you can see there are lines of tea house staff to either side with some curious patrons behind looking out of sliding windows on the side of the building.
They follow after, and you said that they were like in the shape of more of like a tanuki, correct?
Yes, yeah. This is our version of the goblin ancestry in a setting here. Tanukin, yes.
They wave two fingers behind them absent-mindedly, and you just watch as procession follows behind them.
Yes, I think your Tatsumi Herald and a couple of other members of your entourage follow, and the others who are carrying the palanquin and the banners of your family go off to the side to put that away.
As they all leave, I'm going to lean over to Kiori and say, that might be the first and only time I have been happy to see him ever. Ever.
I mean, you're doing really well so far. I don't know what you're so worried about. They seem perfectly calm and tranquil, so maybe this will go better than you think.
I mean, I will not begrudge any emotion that happens from them when they find out anything.
I'll
We
be
should
there.
get back.
I'll
Thank
be there
you.
for you. I will play a tune, and we will keep her calm. Maybe he won't yell.
I mean, she has every right to yell.
Yes, but it's not very, regal. People like that are all about, all the pomp and circumstance and the way things are supposed to be done, usually, right?
Yeah, but maybe I'd be happier if she did yell, because if she didn't, then that just means, that's like that's like when your mom is not mad, she's just disappointed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm just waiting to be summoned now.
It's a good thing that it's you and not me. I'll hold your hand, though.
Thank you.
Have you followed behind the procession?
I think at first no, but then there's like this moment of I'm probably gonna be summoned. So yeah.
I think it's like a less hype version of the hallway scene that we had in the beginning, except this time it's Cowrie who's like pulling you by like the little foot through this crowd of people next to the processional, like dragging you along. You have to meet your destiny. This is important.
Yay, destiny.
You make your way up the rough-cut circular stones, just the right shape to provide a pleasing vision of a pathway up. Gravel, impetuous, no fallen leaves or things here that might have sullied the pathway during the night, but you make your way up along the stone pathway and through the main entrance to the tea house into the corridor. And again, it is a short journey this going through this direction, as the room that has been finished whilst this procession arrived rather hurriedly, the last little pieces being put into place, and sit for the princess's arrival. It is one of the prominent meeting rooms of the tea house, so very close to the entrance. Scalia.
As we enter the room, you would notice that Inari's face shifts, almost morphs into a fox snout, wiggles and sniffs as they enter the room, and then it shifts back.
Okay. You are assailed by a wonderful cocktail of different teas and baked goods and cinnamon, was that? As you heard mention of the Yatsuhashi before. And you are gestured by this Tanukin into the room to pride of place at the head of the table. A low, dark wooden table on the fresh green tatami. It looks like they put new mats in just for your arrival.
I can smell. Looking down to the Tanuki. Bring us some of those snacks that were in this room before, the ones with cinnamon and whatever their favorite teas are, if you could, and then leave us.
Oh, yes, I am not the negotiator. And he turns as Addy and Kaori arrive. May I present Addy Orna of the tea house staff. She will be explaining anything you might like to ask. And Kaori Rosewood.
There's a very deep bow with a great deal of flourish. They go to kind of hold up their hand to kind of give you this kind of motion of honoring, and then realize that they're still holding Adi's hand, so your little hand goes up too.
I then smoothly just try to mimic you, and it's not as smooth as you, but I try.
Your Highness.
Their face makes no motion. Just. It is nice to meet you both. I look forward to our discussions. They say somewhat dejectedly.
Yes. I am not involved in the discussions. I'm simply here for moral support. But if anything you need, just say the word. Both of you. There's like a look of questioning on Kaori's face at that reaction, and that hearing that dejection in your tone. Their eyes kind of narrow a little bit, and they start to just kind of absent-mindedly doodle. They pull out their calligraphy pen again and kind of start to doodle and illustrate a little picture of you as they watch the two of you talk.
And Adi has missed all of that, partially because they would normally miss all of that, and in this moment, I think they're also so nervous that mouth is dry, hands, palms are just like dry. Everything, their whole grasshopper being is just cracked and dry with nerves. Are the three of us the only people in the room at this point?
At the moment, yes. And I would like to use some of that fear of mine and introduce
I don't have enough?
I want to introduce a little environmental action here, which I shall call In at the Deep End. As Adi, you are left here with the princess, clearly as the representative of the tea house, it seems, but without any foreknowledge or orientation as to how you should proceed with this meeting. Could you please make a presence, or if you have a different idea, I'm open to ideas, reaction roll to this situation?
Reaction roll? Okay.
Yes, a reaction roll means there's no gaining of fear or hope on the dice, but we'll have a result in the game there.
Okay. Let's just do this. Is that doing it correctly? It remind me, in Daggerheart, it adds the 2d12s together plus the modifier to get the number?
Yes.
Okay. So I rolled an 11 on both dice. Plus 1, so I got a 23.
Okay. I guess, unfortunately, it was a reaction roll, I guess, because that is our first critical.
Yeah.
But we should definitely appreciate that regardless. So I think Do you have an idea for how that critical manifests there? That very, very good result. You do not take the stress that I was holding Greer ready to dish out.
I think in this moment, in the panic of, oh, I now have to explain what happened a couple days ago to the princess, I think there's a moment in where Adi was going to just start to babble. Just start to absolutely break down and babble in the worst way to explain what happened. And for whatever reason, maybe it's because of her friend next to her, maybe it's because of the fact that it is only the three of them, maybe it's because of a little bit of spite out of that Tanuki that just wants her to fail at every opportunity. But mostly, I think it's just because her friend next to her. She takes a second and takes a deep breath and thinks about the music that Kaori was playing before. And while she can't manage to look the princess in the eye when she starts, she does manage to actually start to coherently tell the story instead of just babbling like she has no control over her own mouth. I think that's how that manifests.
Excellent. Yes. And if I mean, I think maybe you get kind of like a focus there that you get from your studies as well. Because you're like, okay, there's a purpose here, right? You can really lock in on that.
Yeah. It's a little bit of the tiny bit of presence she has is less about any physical presence, and it's more about being able to it's focusing in on analyzing a situation. So she kind of, once she's able to calm down for just long enough to start to tell the story, now it becomes analysis. Now it becomes, she takes the emotion out of it, she takes the guilt out of it, she takes herself out of it, and now it's just a dry rendition of what happened, and she will deal with being upset at herself again afterwards.
How do you address the princess?
So I was brought in to finish the negotiations between the two parties, and we were very close. We were very, very close to finishing an actual truce. I was taking care of the last final steps, going over all of the little details. As you can imagine, both sides had very specific demands. And making sure that everything was accounted for was incredibly important. And I'd noticed a math error in how some things were calculated. And in my attempts to make sure that that was rectified, I became distracted making sure that that was finished properly. And I don't know exactly what the conversation was that was happening while I was taking care of that, but some words were exchanged that devolved so quickly that before I could even finish any calculations, blood was being shed.
How does Princess Inari feel about what she heard happened? This negotiation the siege failed. The Nogitsune clan were on the back foot. It was supposed to be almost a formality. A signing of a delicate but real peace. And it collapsed into violence. And he was taken.
Knowing full well that the room is full of other attendants, and of course, those that they have just met, zero emotion, zero reaction. In fact, it was almost odd at how little they move at this news. Is that it?
I can give you any other details I can think of, but that's mostly the gist of it. It is my fault. I took my attention off of the two parties for the moment, and it devolved before I could pay attention again. And my apologies are not enough.
She makes eye contact with each attendant in the room. Leave us. Stand outside.
They
Only come in if I call for help.
bow and back away through the sliding doors and softly closing.
Waiting for a brief moment. Oh, thank goodness they're finally gone. Okay. She leans forward. All of a sudden, this entire demeanor of just lacking emotion just drops. And this completely different persona takes over, more relaxed, more human almost, not that robotic person that you were just talking to. Addie, your name is Addie, correct?
Yeah?
Reaching out kind of towards you, like not touching, but kind of like just towards you on the table. I understand that this seems to be upsetting you. And it is I who owes you an apology. I have no doubt in my mind that the one that started the altercation was my attendant Rowan. He has a brisk way with words that ends up resolving in fists rather than conversations. From what I can tell, you're extremely intelligent, and you did everything that you could in the moment. So, please, do not apologize. And in that moment, you'll see as she kind of like sits back, grabs one of the treats that was brought into the room, well, starts pulling out some like charms from her hair, and like, oh.
Yeah, there's accessories that have like the comb that you slot in the back with all the bits hanging off it.
And Kaori, was it, handing her the plate of treats?
Kaori, yes, Your Majesty. You
Oh,
see them
please,
kind of
please,
scribbling
don't
with
call me that.
with their brush as you start taking things out. They're like scribbling all the illustrations. Okay.
It goes without saying, please keep this between you and I, but call me Inari when we're in privacy. If I were to
Inari?
lose the title tomorrow, I would still be known as Inari.
Lose the title? That's none of my business. Inari. Wonderful to make your acquaintance.
Sorry about that, by the way. My family has very high expectations on how certain things should be done, and I must carry a very particular persona when out in public, but I assure you, it is not something that I enjoy.
You see the tips of Cowardy's ears that are a little bit pointed turn a deep kind of blush color, and a blush kind of spreads across their nose as they cast their eyes down in a little bit of embarrassment. Yes, and of course you do not have the luxury, like some people, to just, well, fuck off.
I like to call it fox off. And you watch as she ears shifts real fast. She says that and she winks.
Delightful. Inari.
What is
Cody.
happening right now?
Oh, this is called relaxing.
I am very confused. This is not at all what I thought could or was going to happen.
I mean, you're not dead. I think that's pretty good.
There was a moment where I thought maybe I was, and this was a dream. But this is not anything I could even dream up. This is
Nice.
Why do you think it was your attendant that did it?
I've known Rowan for quite a long time, and as I mentioned before, he likes to fight rather than converse. So heaven forbid something was said or done, and as you mentioned, it happened so quickly that sounds like Rowan.
Oh, okay. But must have been real bad if the other side. We were so close. We really were. Like, it was basically done. It was. If honestly, if I hadn't been real obsessed with making sure that everybody was really just absolutely equal on all sides, it would have been signed and done. It really would have. So I don't understand how it could have just fallen apart so quickly.
As you're talking, another rumbling comes shaking through.
And then there's that, which hasn't helped at all, and I keep wanting to look into it, but then I have been very distracted trying to figure out everything that has happened. I am so sorry. I know you said not to say sorry, but it's too late. I have, and
That's
I have.
okay. Whatever makes you feel more comfortable. And as they're like holding down the table as the room is shaking, catching like one of the plates as it's like off the table.
Quick question, GM.
Yes.
Did the shaking actually start after the negotiations broke down? Or were they
Became
happening
more
beforehand?
frequent.
Okay, so they had been happening beforehand, but
Yes.
okay.
And a quick channel point. Both curse words and dad jokes are very welcome.
I mean, dad jokes are curse words. Let's be very clear.
I'm contractually obliged. Father of 4, gotta do 4 a day. Now.
Well, I appreciate your understanding in all of this. So what do we do when everybody comes back inside, and then what do we do? What do I do? How do we fix this?
That is a very good question. At this point, I may as well just offer a ransom, I suppose. Unless they have any other demands.
As you're thinking and musing as what's to be done, there is a familiar cry that announces the approach of another. So-and-so! From out in the entranceway, and you hear footsteps approaching. The sliding door moves smoothly to the side, and we behold Joey.
Ah, so in through the door. Broad-shouldered, dressed in flowing storm cloud gray clothes, belted with a wide leather belt, polished brass buckle, high nautical boots. One of the Ibuki, the boar folk of this realm, A woman with short tusks, brown hair with that sort of boar-like fur pattern all across the stiff bristles. A bandana tied around her head, and she announces herself boldly as she enters, eyes flashing. Bring in a fresh pot of tea, because you see before you Miranda Everland, the finest captain of the Cloud Sea. I will be shown. Oh, and she looks upon Princess Inari and says, "Oh, my lady Princess Inari. I'm terribly sorry. I would not have announced myself so boldly if I'd known that I was going to be in your presence." And her eyes immediately go from brash and thundering to meek and looking down at the floor.
And as that happens, and Princess Inari, you look up at the new arrival, we are swept away on storm winds to a time a while ago. Atop the vast reaches of Princess Inari, her realm's Takagi, the vast trees that stretch up above the normal forest, up to the Cloud Sea itself. We are taken back into the throes of the siege with the Nogitsune clan. Times were desperate. Food was running out. There was no one that could break the siege lines, that could run the blockade with this supernatural storm that seemed to have closed in with the clan's arrival. We travel up the heights of the Takagi, through the clouds as they flash with lightning, and crashes of thunder rumble through the storm-swept sky, and we see in the docks and the buildings at the top of the tree the settlement up there for trading with those that ply the cumulus clouds and waves of the Cloud Sea. A dark sky above, illuminated by crashes of lightning, and a rain-swept deck of a cloud ship, the Mistral, the one that answered your pleas, Princess Inari. There are workers from the crew and members of your court in a chain passing sacks and crates along from the deck as crashes of lightning threaten to capsize the cloud ship into the cloud below. Miranda Everland is stood on deck. Princess Inari coordinating your court members on the land side of things as you finish unloading these emergency supplies. The crew return, raising a toast, breaking a gourd of rice wine to toast their talismans that allow them to join with the veins, the ley line type flows of energy that cross the cumulus clouds of the Cloud Sea and allow these ships to traverse the great distances, the Ryumyaku. They raise a toast, and the captain stalks off to her cabin. But Princess Inari, you wish to thank them personally. What's the princess thinking in this moment, back at this terrible time of the siege and this hope that has arrived?
If I may, Inari would have at this time been in much different garb. Instead of a kimono style, we're seeing more of pant shirt so that they could be a little bit more limber while they're, moving supplies. And at this very moment, they have a large bucket full of clean water with a large ladle, and they're helping others that have been working hard and toiling away to take some sips. They look around because they realize Miranda has yet to have a drink of water as well. They must be parched, and they see them taking off into their ship, so they mean to follow. However, there's too much traffic on the way, so they kind of like skirt around the boat looking for some other way to get on to find them, seeing if they could try and chat with Miranda once more.
that search takes you a little moment to find a way up. But yes, once the way is clear, you get onto the deck and head towards the cabin. As you
Knocking on the door.
before you make your way there, there's a little kind of circular window into the cabin itself, and you kind of rub your eyes, kind of shake the rainwater out of your fur a little as you see flashes, much like the lightning that's crashing around the cloud ship and the top of the Takagi here. You see flashes of light from within the cabin, it seems.
Like trying to peer closer through that porthole.
And what you see within the cabin is as stormy as the weather outside. There is a shrine within the captain's quarters, the sort of shrine that all cloud ships have, and yet you've already seen the shrine to this ship. It's not this one, but there is another one, deeper within the captain's quarters, and I have its doors open. It's like a little cabinet, a little cupboard that is decorated with all sorts of gold and silver implements. The windows are fogged and faded, and you can't get a clear view of what's happening, but the bristles of my fur stand on end, like I'm standing in the very middle of a storm cloud. And as I am making some kind of offering, a libation to this shrine, and it's at this moment as static electricity rumbles throughout the room. I may be distracted from you, but suddenly, upon the metal of the porthole, you receive a jolt. Are you the type to cry out when you feel pain like that?
I think in this moment, Inari drops the bucket and ladle that was in hand, just like taking a step back from the window, creating a large sounding crash.
There's a flash of lightning, and I turn to you. You see my eyes meet yours. The room goes dark for a moment. And then there is another lightning flash within the cabin, illuminating it again, and it reveals that my face has come directly to the window. And I look in your eyes, this look of fear and violation, and I immediately close shut a blind. And that...
No words, just skittering like right off the boat, like, yep, okay, done.
That is the last you saw of me until the present moment.
You push away Princess down the gangplank onto the docks of the Takagi, and you see the cloud ship starts to veer away from the docks there, and you just have a final vision up on the deck, on the top of the ship there, of a hooded, kind of oilskin coated figure in the Captain Everland's colors, as the Miko of the cloud ship, the one that connects to the Ryumyaku ley lines and steers the ship, glares at you with illuminated eyes beneath a dark brimmed hat, and the ship disappears off into the storm. But that was a long time ago.
And in the present moment, that look of ferocity is utterly unlike the look I am giving to my shoes at this present moment.
I think Inari would get up and quickly close the doors so that there was nobody able to see inside, and quickly grab your hands and be like, "It has been so long since I last saw you. I've been wanting to ask so many questions."
I almost recoil from your touch. My hand sort of clasped
I'm so sorry.
in front of me.
I should have asked first.
And I risk a glance up, and then my eyes start immediately down again, and I say, "My Lady Princess Inari, it's nothing for you to worry about at all. I regret the difficulty of our last meeting, and I hope that your society is recovering well, and that you face no ill effects."
Ill effect? How could that be so? You're the whole reason why we survived. I owe you Oh, I wish I could give you my life, but I've already given that to my people, so I suppose whatever is second best.
You humble yourself unnecessarily before me. I'm merely glad to see you again, alive and well. And back in the throes of diplomacy, it would seem. My name is Miranda Everland. I say to Adi and Kaori nearby. It's a pleasure to meet acquaintances of Her Ladyship the Princess.
Hi. Yeah. Um, uh, uh, I'm Adi Orna. I am a servant at the tea house, and I'm not. I wouldn't call myself an acquaintance of the princess. I'm simply
A
here.
friend, she interrupts.
You can completely tell that Adi can't bring herself to finish that sentence, and it is 100% clear she's stunned by that word, and mouth agape is just like. It's nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Gary, help.
The person Adi is speaking to does not answer. You see a little wooden fan, only showing the eyes. Hello, I am but a humble bard. It is lovely to meet you. Excuse me, I would shake your hand, but my fingers are covered in ink. A bow will do.
And I am but a humble cloudship captain. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Wonderful, indeed, to meet you for the first time.
Though I have to wonder, the woman of the tea house, Shababa, invited me to this gathering. I don't know why, though. I was told that my talents and my ship were requested. I was not even told that the princess would be here.
You were told to meet here today.
That's
Here?
absolutely right. Yes, by Shababa herself.
Okay. I am confused, and I am suspicious, and I am confused. But I trust her, and I don't question her. So I guess we're all supposed to be here. Would you like some tea?
I would be delighted to have some tea. And I straighten up and I stalk around the room a little bit and I say, well, I think perhaps that the great Captain Miranda Everland would like to bring Chibaba herself down here to explain this situation. To leave us all in the dark, including Inari as well. I can't see why such strange circumstances are needed for this kind of meeting.
Oh, wait, hold on. And you see as Inari is reaching for some of her hair pendants, is she coming down now?
I do not know, but it would be up to me and my honor to go and find her and entreat her to come and see you immediately. Yes, that's part of my job. Let me do that. I'm sorry.
Boss! You said tea! Use me! And the three of you see a little kind of red earthen rough finish tea bowl, like clambering up onto the low table with little like 4 little legs on the corner points, like the compass points, if you will, as a I get the a skumogami tea bowl Addy, that you know, of course, as Hoji, clambers up onto the table. There is a wonderful myth in Japan of items that have been used for 100 years being given sentience and a spirit. And this is one that Shababa recommended spend its time having gained these abilities with Adiorna. Never met a pirate! And they like clunk down, their legs just retract inside and it like clunks down on the bowl, onto the table.
Pardon me, I am not a pirate. I am an esteemed cloudship captain. I'm a merchant freighter aboard the Mistral.
The legs come out again and it kind of like bows down, sorry. Apologies!
See, you should mind your manners. There's esteemed guests here, absolutely. Okay, let me serve you all some tea, like I should have been doing from the beginning, like a proper hostess should be doing. I've been so mixed up. I'm terribly sorry. Let me do that, and then I will go get Shababa, and we'll get some questions answered. Absolutely. Let me get a couple more Shawan, because that's mine, and I don't know if Hoji will. Let me take care of it, and she'll take a moment and actually serve you all tea. Find out what you would like. I'm sure this room is like well equipped.
The stove, the stove is in the corner, and there is water there already steeping. The ladle is aligned just so, and you kind of center yourself a moment, losing yourself in the ceremony of brewing the tea. All of you, this wonderful aroma of a rich tea starts to emanate from where Addy is brewing and preparing, and after a short while it is finished, and turning in your kneeling position you bring it to the table and placing the chawan facing your customers, you start to pour the tea. But as you do, you hear Hoji, your little friend, cry out, and the chawan, including Hoji and the ones you've placed for your customers here, and other plates, the plates of yatsuhashi and dango and other snacks on the table, start to levitate and float up, kind of moving, listing slightly to the side, as they start to rise up into the air, and you hear cries of surprise and alarm from other rooms through the tea house. And sorry, Miranda, if I may, opening the sliding door, you see some people kind of like spilling out into the corridors with their own tea items floating and following them, and it seems that the various objects, those who are not yet given sentience and the ability to move about and talk, have also become animate and are floating up into the air and swirling around. What would you like to do?
Oh, Hoji! I'll grab my chawan.
Give me an agility roll, please.
Oh,
as he starts to float out away from you.
Uh-huh. Sure.
The wizard on the agility rolls.
Oh, well, yeah, it's my best rolls. Sure. Yeah, that's a 15 with fear.
Okay, that is a success. But I'm afraid, as we desperately wanted Princess Inari to do here, you do spill the tea in a different sense, as it kind of splashes across the table with that fear there. But that gives you a point. Thank you very much. And
however, I did roll a 5 on my hope die, and because I have strange patterns, and Princess Inari rolled a 5 for me, that's 5 is my number for the day, and so I get a 5 every time one of my duality die are rolled. So I still get a hope.
Now, do you get a hope instead of my fear?
No.
Okay, we both.
I don't think it's an instead. I think we both.
Okay.
I can gain a hope or clear a stress. So I think we both win.
Excellent. Yes, indeed. Okay. Cowardly, how do you react to these changes?
Charity's grip tightens on their fan, hoping that they will not reveal themselves. And I think she starts to just kind of, with one hand, grab other things and help Adi, like, put them on the table while kind of scanning the room to see if Shababa is there. This feels like her making a grand entrance.
Yeah.
And
Actually, Carrie, sorry, could you give me a strength check there? As your fan is trying to join with the other items. Yeah.
No!
Oh no!
Hey, Brungle.
That's an 8 with hope?
Okay, well, you may have a hope, but that is a failure, and the fan is wrenched away from your grasp as you kind of look to see, as Adi kind of distracts you from by spilling the tea there. It is taken away from you there, and
Every item she grabs, she puts in front of her face, like.
Would you like this to be? There's a chance that Miranda notices something here, or shall we? Would you like that to wait?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
Shall I make a
I think
insight
this would be a
roll?
contested. Yes, this would be a contested
Versus my
Miranda's
presence?
instinct versus Kaori's presence.
Okay.
All right, let's see him. That is a 15 with hope.
15 with hope.
Oh my goodness. 20 with fear.
Okay, so that is a hope. That is a hope for Miranda and a fear for me. Thank you very much. But you do succeed, Kaori, and you are able to keep from revealing yourself.
I really like what the dice are telling us here. I got a failure with hope. You got a success with fear. I kind of love the idea of this telling a story of, like, I didn't figure it out, but I know I saw something I recognized behind your fan, right? I've caught the scent now.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of this situation.
Addy, if this situation isn't under control, there's going to be just utter chaos throughout the entire tea house, and all the customers' experiences will be ruined.
I'm really just worried about the customers that are right here. I can't, and this is already ruined. I'm really unsure of what can help. I'm going to cast Prestidigitation.
Okay.
Which lets me do harmless, subtle little things. But it does let me do things like cause a tiny object to float. So I would like to cause a tiny object to sink. And I'm going to just start, like, I'm holding on to my Chowan with one hand, and I'm just going to go, you, and just, as I point to stuff, put it back down on the table. And out of curiosity, as we all work to make things go back onto the table, do they stay or do they just start floating again?
Good question. Well, let's see. I say, like, each individual instance of you casting that works fine, but, like, as an overall effect, let's see how effective you are. So, excuse me. Which of your attributes is your spell casting? Knowledge.
So, yeah, knowledge. Although Prestidigitation just happens, I don't need to roll anything.
I'm just trying to see the overall effect of it in multiple cases. Like a single instance of it would go fine, but just to see how many objects you're able to grab and, like, pull down to the table again. So could you give me a knowledge roll?
Sure.
Now,
so remind me, I've got hope to spend. How do I spend it?
Okay, well, there's several ways of using it. You can help an ally. Okay, if they are doing something. So likewise for everyone else, you can help in this situation, which you roll, and if you're successful, that gives them advantage, so an extra d6. You can spend it on using your experiences. Okay, so actually, you should actually be one down from when you used that experience before. Sorry, excuse me.
Yes, okay. Good to know.
Yes, if you want to.
So, yep, you know what? I will use another one of my hope because I've always got tea and help to offer. Why not?
Okay.
And so that lets me add another +2.
You can add a +2 to the roll. Yep.
Perfect. So I'll do that.
Okay. And you can also use 3 hope to do a tag team effect, which is a stronger effect in a bigger kind of situation there. and each class has a hope feature that you can use specifically.
Awesome.
So,
I
yes.
rolled a 19 with hope.
A 19 with hope. Fantastic. Okay, so I shall leave that used point where it is, because that comes right back to you. And yes, thank you, Cassius sending the tea vibes to help there from chat. And yes, you're able to grab and bring things down to the table, and they do start still shifting uncomfortably, but that was a strong roll, so I think your effect is quite strong here. How is the princess reacting here?
Worried that Chibaba's gonna show back up. Their hair is all done. Honestly, it was way too quick at how immaculately they threw that back up. They clapped their hands really fast, and their attendants pop back into the room. And they're also jumping around the room, grabbing random objects, holding objects out for Adi to also boop while they're doing that in hopes that they can set them down.
Yes, excellent. Thank you. Can you give me an agility roll, please? See how
yes.
you're able to grab these.
Roll. That is a chicken nuggets. Am I supposed to add? Apologies. This is the first time reading. This is the first time reading the sheet.
No problem.
I think it's a 12. It's in the top right-hand corner of the little window that pops up if you're using the digital sheet, correct?
Okay,
then
your dice
I believe it's a 12 with hope.
12 with hope. Okay.
Nice.
Excellent. Okay. Yep. You are able to nimbly, despite your fairly entangling-looking robes and flowing kimono silks, you are very, very used to wearing them, and you're able to leap up and grab various.
Ooh, if I may,
Please.
because they're long silk kimonos, I would love to do it like the J dramas, where you see her whipping out the silk of the kimono, grabbing one of the cups, grabbing one of the plates, and kind of bringing them back and like setting them on the table.
Yes, absolutely, fantastic. Okay, Miranda Everland.
Yes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say something under my breath, first of all, and say, my Lord Dona, are we in danger? I think we might be in danger. And then shake my head a little bit and step forward, and I'm going to draw these silver gauntlets from my sides and slide them onto my hands. They have these sort of thunderbolt-like ridges kind of all along the back. You know, it's like when you see a ninja, they've got that sort of like swoop back on their gauntlet, their vambrace. And I will say, I think then if we are in danger, it is up to my glorious self, Captain Miranda Everland, to take us out of it. Point me to them. Whoever is causing this tempest.
Everyone looks around.
I look around.
As you do that, Miranda, you see the clay earthenware kind of oven, like little stove that Addy was using, starts to rattle and is in danger of toppling over with its glowing charcoal still inside and all of this paper and tatami around. How does Miranda react to seeing that happen?
All the paper and tatami around?
There's the stove that Addy was using to brew the tea looks like it's about to topple over and spill its lit charcoal.
Yes. Okay. Then I will leap forward and sort of the cloak that's been wrapped around me, I'm going to rip it away and smother the fire.
Okay, excellent. Yes, you whip that over there and do smother that there. As you do that, your proclamation that you might be in danger under your breath does seem potentially to come true as your eyes go wide, as from the earthenware surroundings of this stove and the various pieces that are starting to float up around the ladles and the whisk that Addy was using for the tea starts to float up. There is a little sparkle and a crackle and leaping towards you and then through you, chaining through, like reactioning through to the other people in the room, a bolt of lightning streaks out from the items and joins between the various items that are floating I would like everyone to make an agility roll, please.
Oh.
And is this a reaction roll, an agility reaction roll?
Reaction roll, yes.
Okay, bring it
13 with
on.
hope.
A 13, excellent.
As a reaction roll, that's a 19.
19, fantastic.
That's a 9 with fear.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Princess Inari?
So I rolled a 4, but as a Katari, I can spend 2 hope to re-roll that agility.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm gonna do that.
Okay, go for it.
15.
Okay. Drop that hope down there. You are all successful with those rolls, with that Matatabi agility coming through for you there, Princess. You take half damage from this roll here. Cool, I rolled an 8 on the d8 though. Thank you, Phoenix Dice, for the lovely dice. So, that is going to be 4 damage. Now, you need to measure that against your thresholds that are there on the top left of your character sheet. What is the threshold for major damage there? Nobody's as low as 4.
In our character sheet, we can actually click the calculate damage button and put the raw damage number in to have it automatically calculate our thresholds, if you'd like.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's so nice. Okay.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone jump in the
What-
giveaway if you want a chance to get access to the Nexus on Demiplane, and you too can have these wonderful character sheets.
Look at the
said
power of
4?
Demiplane, making it easier for you to play your Daggerheart game.
Absolutely. Yes, Candace, yeah?
How many points did you say? The
It was
damage?
8, but half to 4.
Okay.
Because of the successful agility.
Can I mark an armor to reduce minor damage to no damage?
It will go to 0, yes.
There we go.
Ow.
Okay, so is anyone taking a wound there?
Yeah, I took
Armor.
an HP. Yeah.
Right, Miranda's will reduce to 0. Okay. Princess Nari, yeah?
I think I took 3. At least that's what it's telling me.
No, that wouldn't be the way. What's your threshold between minor damage and major damage?
Threshold is... I'm going to assume it's 1 because minor damage says 1, major says 2, so I'm assuming I do the difference is 1.
You haven't equipped your armor
Yes.
in your equipment tab.
Oh, well, that would explain it. Hold up, wait a minute. Edit character.
Yes.
I was about to say I'm a
Successful.
wizard and I've got a better damage threshold than you. There's something has gone wrong.
Yeah, successful agility
Must
roll
have
should
missed
not
something
give
in
you
character
severe damage.
Princesses are not supposed to be wounded.
We don't
you
wear
see.
armor. Silly question, because I'm in edit right now, and it says I have everything check marked, so I somehow missed adding armor. Is that independent of the walkthrough then?
It's if you
apologies,
go onto
everybody at
onto
home.
the equipment tab of the character sheet,
Equipment
then there should be
tab
the
of the
ability to equip.
Sheet.
We're all learning. This is brand new
Check
to
it if you check
some
it as
of us.
active. Absolutely.
It's brand new to me.
Sorry, the little one in
Yes.
the background's also
Everyone,
going.
Yoshi and 14 in chat there is our creative lead. Yo,
Princess
So
wears
a silly
aura.
question, but I'm assuming I can't add any. Sorry, I can't add any equipment on the sheet. I have to assume do it through the back end. Jeez, I'm sorry.
There's a manage equipment button at the top right there.
Manage equipment, top right.
It's okay. We'll do it later. It's fine. We'll just figure. It'll be just
Sorry,
one,
folks at home.
No problem at all. It's just 1
You're
point.
good.
It'll be just 1 point. How did Carrie do? Are you going to
Yes,
use
1 point.
Just 1 point. Okay. So yes, you mark that point there. And as this lightning crackles between the various items, and everyone kind of dives to get out of the way successfully, just being singed by a little bit of electrical damage here. The items start to flow, like almost like in a ribbon through the open Fusuma sliding doors and through into the corridor, and you see them all gathering together into a single form in the courtyard just between the different meeting rooms, and you kind of go to the edge of the room and look out across the corridor and through the windows into the courtyard there, and you can see all of these items kind of streaming in from different points, and they're joining together, and you see them forming a long kind of serpentine form with parts coming off where arms and legs would be, well, 4 legs would be, I suppose, and there are 2 tea water ladles, their handles blowing up like antlers, and various tea whisks brushing along the front of a pair of bellows, which are used to fan the flames of the stoves. But it's reversed the other way, and the handles of these bellows open as this dragon-like form, this long body made up of plates and cups and bowls all along here, all of the various items that have spilled out of the tea house and conglomerated together into this dragon-like form. As the bellows open and there's a roaring sound, what would you like to do?
Ah, that's a dragon. That's a dragon. That's a dragon.
That is power that does not belong to you. Let me take it back. And this being Daggerheart initiative, we declare when we want our turn to go. Yes, we have no initiative order.
That is right. Anyone can jump in. Yeah.
Then I'm moving forth. I am going forth. I'm gonna make an action roll as I run into melee with this dragon of tea house bric-a-brac, and I'm going to use these silver arcane gauntlets that I'm wearing to attack it.
Fantastic. Okay. So, yeah, please roll against its difficulty.
That's a 9 with fear.
Okay, that means I get a fear, and the spotlight shifts over to me as Miranda leaps forward and swipes. It coils out of the way, its sinuous form moving away from the gauntlets, and then as it does so, one of its clawed limbs, made up of these various objects, kind of gestures towards you, and there's like a slight whirlwind of items just like comes out and then loops back around to the form of the creature itself, and the items bludgeon against you and slam against you as I make a roll. Now, the GM, I get to transition from D&D a little with a little bit of a safety net here as I roll my D20. The GM's attack with a D20 here. So that is going to be a 15, Miranda.
Oh yes,
15
my
hit
evasion
your
is not that high.
Okay.
Oh yes.
The damage will be... Oh dear, this D8 is dangerous. That is another 8 on the D8, I'm afraid. So that will be a total of 10 physical damage.
10. That's major damage for me. I'm going to mark another armor slot to drop it down to 1 hit point marked.
Yes, you can use 1 point of your armor to
So-
reduce the category from one to another. Mm-hmm.
This slam, I would say, knocks me down. I go sprawling on the floor, and I'm sort of scrambling to gain purchase, and I sort of just like meekly squeak as this thing hits me square in the chest, hitting chainmail that was underneath the cloak. And I look up and say, new acquaintances? Help, please.
Okay. That is my turn. I get to just activate one thing before passing it back to you.
How far away is this dragon?
So imagine like in a Japanese style building where there's the sliding doors of the room, and then there's like a short, like 5 foot wide corridor, and then the glass windows which Miranda threw open and leapt out into the courtyard. So it's not too far away. It's equivalent of like far range at most.
Okay. But I could probably get within very close if I wanted to?
Yes.
Okay. And
can
one
move-
last question.
Sorry, you can move anywhere within close range. So if you
Okay.
have, if you have something
and
ranged,
you can also make an agility roll to move
To far.
to move 2 range bands as well.
Yes.
So I would like to get within very close.
Oh, okay. So please give me an agility roll.
Okay.
Again, the wizard's third agility roll, I think.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta go for it. 12 with hope.
Hey, there you go. Fantastic. So gain a
Okay.
hope and make that dash across.
Yeah, there's a moment in where Adi looks very confused and then takes a deep breath, and hearing this woman who a moment ago sounded like heroes that she had read about in storybooks, like this epic person just like showed up and made a proclamation and sounded like a swashbuckler from stories, and now needs help, and all right, I guess I'm going to help, and is going to dash forward. And then the other thing that she's noticed is like this dragon is being made up of a whole bunch of her tea stuff. She doesn't want to damage her tea stuff, so she's going to dash up to this dragon and get very close.
Horji cries out, he's like, that teapot's just 2 weeks away from awakening.
Well, hopefully what I can do is calm it down a little bit. All right, make a spell casting roll against the target. Okay. And I have a wild ask. What I'm trying to do, I'm making a spell casting roll against a dragon made up of tea stuff. Can I use a hope to use the experience? I've always got tea and help to offer.
This is your favorite terrain.
Okay.
Yes, I think your familiarity with these items would allow you to target things that would not be easily destroyed.
Excellent. Spellcasting roll. Here we go. I'm gonna do that with that. A 22 with fear. Does that hit?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
with that fear coming through there, I would like you to mark a stress as these items are swirling around, and the anxiety of destroying a item that was about to become a Tsukumogami is very stressful for you. But that is a success.
excellent. So I think you watch as Adi puts her hands on the side of this this dragon, intentionally on a teapot and a teacup that were going to be the ones that she wanted to use tonight just before she went to sleep, just to like calm down. And she's going to take a deep breath and she's going to go, I really would like for just a little bit for all of us to just take a deep breath and maybe just take a nap. Can we just take a nap? And she casts Slumber.
Okay.
On a success, they're asleep until they take damage, or the GM spends a fear on their turn to clear this condition.
Fantastic.
So
Yes.
what I imagine is that this teapot dragon just kind of breathes and then maybe lays down and just kind of I don't know if it's got eyes or anything, but it just kind of
There's a couple of
calms
Chawan right there. Yeah. The creature kind of slows from this kind of violent swirling that it was doing above the gravel of the courtyard there. You look slightly dismayed as the gravel is completely disrupted here. The perfect ripples and concentric circles have been slightly scuffed up there, but the dragon starts to swirl a little slower, and the plates and bowls along its side start to kind of like heave as if it's breathing deeply, and it starts to just slowly coil just a few feet off the gravel in a very kind of peaceful way. And it seems to be taking a moment there, yeah.
I think I've got I didn't even know I could put a bunch of teapots to sleep, but I gave it a try.
It must have been some effect on whatever arcana has, this arcane effect that is animating the objects.
I'll look at my new friends and say, I don't know what to do next. All I know is that if you hit it, it's going to wake up, but it's asleep for the moment.
I have something I can do without dealing damage and breaking the effect. Is there anything else? Because I've gone already. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do?
What's Cowrie doing?
Harody has tried to keep up with Addie and was kind of preparing like her own thing to try to cover just in case. She knows that her friend tends to be a very powerful person, but also sometimes gets very scared because she is weak.
Yes.
So she's there with like backup magic, like ready
Okay.
to go.
Would you like to make an agility check too to see if you keep up leaping
Yes.
across the courtyard?
Absolutely. That's a 16 with hope.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, you gain a hope and easily keep pace with your friend.
I think seeing her put this dragon to sleep, she's really, really surprised and excited. What else is there to do in this room now that this dragon is asleep? Is it still
It's slumbering,
frightened?
but it's still animated. So if there's something you can do to disrupt that.
Do I see Shababa in this room?
She's not present, no.
Okay. So I have make a scene, but I feel like that's going to undo what you're trying to do right now.
I think that's
And I
the
don't
goal,
want to
isn't
break.
it?
Yeah, I don't want to break. So make a scene. I can distract a target.
Can I just change what I said before? I think
Yeah.
up above the main tea house, there's like a winding, like beautiful, like Zen garden, and there's a pagoda up on the hill, and next to that are the private quarters of Chababa, a smaller, like structure next to that. And I think as you look around to see if she's there, you do see her. Very mysterious figure. Nobody's quite sure even what her ancestry is. She always wears like this long dark kimono with symbols of the tea house and symbols from both Takama and Yomi, balance from the both sides, and then a veil across her face. But you do see almost like as a silhouette standing up there against the autumn colors of the hillside behind.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a hope and use my telepathy power.
Okay.
I focus my eyes on this silhouetted figure and open up a line of communication and say, "All this in front of the princess seems a little extreme. Wouldn't you rather not cause Addie all this chaos and turmoil? Do you see? I didn't know grasshoppers could sweat like this. It's quite unbecoming, and she is really in dire straits." I want to try to persuade her to call off her powers.
Excellent. Yeah, well, please make me a presence.
Can I also, because I'm going to make an action to impress, persuade, or offend somebody, I'd like to use Heart of a Poet to add a d4 to my roll as well, just to sweeten the deal a little
Excellent.
bit.
Yeah, is that a hope ability or is it just something you have?
Yes, a hope ability. I have to spend 1 hope. So I
Okay.
will roll my presence.
Use them up.
And then, let's see. Yep. Okay. Oh my gosh. How many things is there a limit to how many actions I'm allowed to take right now? Does that exist in this game?
While the narrative makes sense, no, it's purely just letting people take the turns that make the flows happening.
Okay. I'm gonna mark 2 stress and be fearless because I rolled a 13 with fear, but I have an Oni power that allows me to kind of take in that fear
Okay.
and shape it into something else. So as I kind of get this silence, like this heavy silence back from Shababa, knowing that she's like not just offended that I've reached out in this way, but also that I am trying to ruin her fun, I'm going to change that to fear, mark 2 stress, and then I am going to roll my d4 to see what I add to that.
Okay.
So that's a 19.
How does
with
that work
hope.
again? So it changes the fear to hope.
Yes, fearless. When you
plus-
roll with fear, you can mark 2 stress to change it to a roll with hope instead.
Fantastic. Okay, and you add to the roll as well.
Yes, I added my 1d4. I rolled a 4 on the die
Excellent.
for a 17 with hope.
Okay. You reach out to her, and she's able to reply, right, through the telepathy.
Yes.
You see the silhouette of the figure slightly shift towards you as they hear this communication in their mind, and you hear her dry, almost like paper dry voice, this kind of elderly female voice, reply, "Oh, Miss Rosewood, it is not I."
Who then? You're allowing this chaos in your place of business? You are a powerful witch. Surely you can come down here and stop this whenever you want.
It is a proof that I required. But you're right. It is unseeming when we have such guests. And she reaches up, and you just see that kind of wrinkled white hand, the pale nails at the end, and just snaps her finger, and there is a tinkling, clattering sound as the slumbering draconic form just rains down onto the gravel. All of these items, mundane once more, and scattered across. And you hear her just clap twice, and people dressed in similar garb to Addy just come streaming out of the tea house to grab all of the items and clean up as quickly as possible.
Ah, Miss Addy, look, isn't it wonderful? Your implements, they're unharmed.
And are you seem harmed? We should get you inside and get you some healing.
It's a little blow to the chest. I'll probably wake up with a terrible bruise in the morning, but I don't think it's that much to worry about. No, please don't fuss over me. I'll be fine.
That was still very brave of you, and it's my job to fuss. So, especially since you were helping protect all of us. So, let me fuss.
If you insist, Miss Addy.
Mm-hmm.
The well-oiled machine that is the tea house springs into action, Addy, as you've seen before in previous disturbances, or rather rowdy clientele of an evening where tea is sometimes replaced with rice wine. And the mess is cleared, and tables and doorways are set right. Ones that were pushed out and leaning diagonally across the hallways were put back in their runners, and the customers are assuaged and calmed and bid return to their tables, and fresh snacks on the house and fresh pots of tea are brewed, and the four of you return to your room. And as you settle yourselves once more, the door slides open, and with her hands clasped in front of her, the dark kimono and veiled form of Chababa kneels slowly in the doorway and bows deeply to her honored guests before stepping through into the room and sitting at the opposite end of the table to the princess. She looks to you, to Addy and Kaori to the left and right. I'm glad you are here, and that you could witness that. It is as I feared. There is an impending imbalance. The forces and natural cycles of Hare and Kagare are not as they should be. And she bows to Addy. And we, above all else, respect balance. These tremors and reports from further afield of strange occurrences, as we just witnessed, have become more frequent. I ask humbly that your connections to both sides of the mountains and between and above come together and see what can be done. But I'm afraid your number is not complete. Your Highness, I think our venture here requires another part of yourself. Whilst I know you are quite able to look after yourself, your guardian is languishing in a Nogitsune cell, and that cannot stand. It cannot be let go. What they transgressed against us here, in this neutral place, through no fault of our own. The paper white hand rests on Addy's arm. Bring him back, Your Highness. And my guests, if I may implore you to help Her Highness in this. And once you are together, a way will present itself to appease an imbalance, a restless spirit such as this. A powerful offering is required. Addy, Kaori, I had not shown you this before, for there are parts written in languages lost to our world. But we have one knowledgeable in such things. And she nods, the veil dipping as she nods towards the princess. Your studiousness, Addy. Curry, your way with words and an understanding of the meaning and what is inferred beyond the mere text, along with the princess's abilities. I think this tome, and she slides this weighty, ancient-looking book towards you, Addy. She just produces it from somewhere in the kimono. These pages hold the answer. Find what is worthy, something powerful enough to make an offering and appease this spirit. But do not dawdle. Time is against us, and it will get worse. Will you do this for us? You will be rewarded.
Shababa, with as much peace and inspiration as your staff and your tea house bring me, reward or not, I am with you.
The veil dips towards you. Your Highness, for the sake of our wayward guardian, and perhaps if we might ask you aid us beyond his rescue.
If time permits, we shall see.
the good captain?
Things must be dire indeed, if you're requesting all of us help you like this. I don't know how much I can do for you. I'm merely the captain of a ship, but I will give you everything that I'm able.
I think your path will take you to the corners of the forest. It is perhaps required that the ways of the Cloud Sea offer a pathway to you in the future. I would ask that you deliver our friends to where they need to be. And I think... And she looks down at her cup. And Addy, from where you're sat, like at her side, you can see there is a way of reading tea leaves in Japan, which is simpler than other ways. If the tea leaves are upright within the liquid, it is a sign of good luck and fortune. And you can see that there is, right in the middle of Chibaba's cup, an upright tea leaf. And she nods, and you can sense, if not see, the smile beneath the veil. You are meant to be here.
We sailors are superstitious folk, as I'm sure you know. And if your auspices grace us with good winds, then I would be a fool to refuse.
Again, the veil dips. And warmly, teasingly, the voice says, and Addy will do what they're told.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Enjoy the book.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Very well. We are convened. A journey into the forests of Yomi. To the lands of the Nogitsune clan. And our fifth, who is captured. But rest. It is not a good idea to venture into these wild forests. Please, stay the night and make your way first thing tomorrow. It is a dangerous place, this forbidden forest. And she nods and bows again and leaves the room. And that is where we shall leave today. A huge thank you. First, Guild Superior coming in with the raid there. Thank you. Sorry, in the in the moment there. Thank you so much. Good to see you. I hope you had a fantastic session. Everyone go and join our friends over at Guild Superior there. Let's do a shout out. Hope you had a great time, guys. And we will be back next week as they head into the forests of Yomi to try and rescue our fifth. If you fail, Ian rolls a new character, I guess. How's that work? Emma
Good
quickly
game,
gets
everyone.
to new character. Thank you, everyone. It's absolute pleasure. We, as we say farewell to our adventurers here, are going to draw our giveaway in a moment. Raiders coming in there, if you're willing, and to stick around for a little moment more. Everyone, please jump into the giveaway, ! Enter in the chat. We have a set of Phoenix Dice, beautiful click-like math rocks for your gaming pleasure, and access to the Demiplane Nexus for Daggerheart from our friends at Demiplane. So everyone, please jump into the giveaway, ! Enter in the chat. We'll draw the winner in just a moment after we've said goodbye to these wonderful folks. Cowrie Rosewood, where are you when you are not in the Forbidden Forest?
I am all over the place. My name is Candace, also known as Candace the Magnificent. My pronouns are they, she, and a sprinkle of he. You can find me on Blue Sky at the Candace Marie, on pretty much every other platform at Candace the Magnificent. I am one quarter of Three Black Halflings. Please check us out. We are a podcast that is all about blurred life, Black and POC issues, tabletop role-playing games, and other nerdery. Coming up, we have some really fantastic interviews and conversations between the 3/4 of us, including with Oscar Montoya from Dropout, as well as Samantha Bayard from Baldur's Gate. So please listen wherever you catch your pods, and catch me on Bloom and Blight, which is a long-running Girl by Moonlight game about a group of magical girls that are trying to save the world in the wake of the loss of their leader. Thank you so much for having me. This is wonderful.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. And going around the overlay, Captain, my captain.
Oh, that's me. I'm not looking at our overlay. I'm looking at Zoom. Hi, I'm James Haeck. You can find me on Blue Sky, James J. Haeck at bluesky.social. And while I am not a regular actual player, it's very rare that I do, and so I'm very happy to be a guest here on Phoenix Iwaki. I probably play on your channel more than any others these days.
Very spoiled.
I do, however, stream weekly for the Eldritch Lorecast, the #1 tabletop gaming RPG podcast in all the realms, with my friends at Ghostfire Gaming on Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific over on Ghostfire_official. That's their Twitch channel, or on YouTube.
My headcanon is that now that my son is at university in Melbourne, him and Ben Byrne have unknowingly crossed paths at some point.
Yes. Very, very possible. Melbourne's a beautiful city, and I know those Ghostfire folks love it very much. I miss it. But anyway, that's me. That's where I am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Your Highness, please.
Hello, I'm Kayla Janelle, pronouns any and all. You can find me over at Kayla_Janelle here on Twitch. Please stay tuned because I have some very excited news. There's going to be a new TTRPG dropping here soon that I have had the pleasure of dipping my hands in. So, in fact, if you're interested in seeing what this TTRPG is kind of like, you can actually pop over to Crit Hit Chronicles this coming Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that time, to get like a little look-see on the system itself. I'm very excited for people to hear about this. Other than that, I think we have the New of Arden finale tomorrow on my channel here on Twitch. That is also very exciting. People at Guild Superior are very familiar with New of Arden, and some people on this channel probably are as well. So if you're interested in seeing like a little short series come to a finale, you can join us tomorrow also at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So thank you. That's me.
All the links are in the chat. Yes, please follow all of these wonderful people. And last but not least, Adiona.
Hi, I'm Lauren Urban, she, her. If you go to my website, lauren-urban.com, and just look at the front page, you can see the stuff I am doing. It's the easiest way to see stuff. But most importantly, go to Crit Hit Chronicles on Thursday, 5 o'clock, and see what that new system is, because I'm excited. I'm super excited to see what that is, and I'm gonna be there. So thank you. I'm also super excited to be back on this channel and with these awesome people playing this game. So thank you.
Thank you. And the one who you cannot see on camera but has affected today just as much as everyone else is the fabulous Yo Shionara, the creator of our campaign frame, and the one who my only role was to stop him putting the entirety of Japanese mythology into the frame. So absolutely fantastic to talk with and work with. Please check out all of Yo's stuff as well. And thanks for joining us in chat. Yo, good to see you, my friend. You may have seen him in the Wakiverse before, as he joined us for Candela Obscura earlier in the year. Now, if you would like to see Yo on camera in Candela Obscura or other things, please do check out our VODs over on YouTube if you want to catch up with our previous adventures. And if you would like to see what's going on with us, then the Discord is a great place to get all the news before it goes out anywhere else, and to share what's going on with you, your own projects. Look to be a player in games with other people. Look for players for your games, all sorts of things. Just come and hand out in the Discord there. And we will be back at the weekend, Friday or Saturday morning, depending where you are in the world, to continue our New Orleans by Night Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. And we'll be back next week with more Forbidden Forest and Chicenta's Tyranny on Friday. So, absolutely wonderful. So I have 3 campaigns in 3 different systems at the moment. It's great. Lovely. Really enjoying running this and playing in Vampire with all of these wonderful people that we're blessed with here in the Wackyverse. Thank you all so much. Speaking of people we're very thankful for, those wonderful folks over at Phoenix Dice and Demiplane have given us a way to thank you in a very direct way. We are going to draw our winners here for the giveaway. Thank you to everyone who jumped in there. Good luck to you all. Let me get a refresh here, make sure we've got everyone in there. We have a set of dice from the fabulous Michelle and everyone at Phoenix Dice, as well as access to the Daggerheart Nexus on Demiplane, going to 2 lucky people. So, I'm glad I refreshed, there was extra people in there. Okay, so closing up the entries. Let's go alphabetically. First, the access to the Daggerheart Nexus on Demiplane Timely logo is going to Amasugiru. Congratulations.
Ama!
We'll get that code to you. If you're not in the Discord, then we will whisper here on Twitch. Congratulations. They're active in chat before I saw them. And next, the beautiful dice from Phoenix Dice are going to Rubblejacks. Congratulations, regular here on the channel. Folks, if you would like another chance, if you're unlucky today, every session we have one of these Nexus keys and a set of dice to give to you lovely people. So don't miss the rest of our story and a chance to win there as well. Thank you all so much. We are going to head off raiding ourselves, carry on this raid train from Guild Superior. Thank you again, guys. Let's see who's on at the moment. Okay. Oh, okay. Speaking of people in the sphere of people that we love and enjoy, a certain darling Creep Show is on at the moment as well. So let's go and see what Creep's up to. Thank you all again so much. We can't wait to see you all again next time. But till we do, stick around for the raid if you've got them. Let those phoenixes fly. And as we say around these parts, in more ways than usual, Oyasuminasai. Thank you. Goodbye.
Johnny.